Hi folks, Will from MinIO here, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about recovering from site failure. This is a very different sort of recovery from the previous recovery videos you may have watched. Let's go ahead and take a look. Site failure recovery really depends on replication. This is different from node and disk recovery, which relies on erasure code. Site recovery is when you have a large MinIO deployment that has multiple sites that all have some kind of replication running. Now there's three kinds of replication that you can use. This video is going to focus on site replication, and if you need a review of site replication or any other the kinds of replication, we have a whole video series on that. You can find the link to the site replication videos in the description of this video below. Of the three replication methods, site replication is the easiest one to use for site recovery. This is because site replication replicates not only your data, but also your security and your bucket configurations, as well as your lifecycle expiration rules should you want it to. This means that when you bring a new site back into your cluster, it's going to be able to just join the cluster and go. If you're using Bucket or MC Mirror to perform all of your replication, then what you're going to see is only your data being restored. And in the case of MC Mirror, you're not even going to get versioning. Bucket replication and MC Mirror are going to require you to set up your site yourself. This is why site replication for disaster recovery and for site failure recovery is so much better. There's a few steps you have to go through when you are recovering a site. First of all, you have to remove the failed site. MC admin replicate is going to continue to try to do site replication to that failed site until you remove it from your site replication setup. You can remove it using MC admin replicate RM. Then what you're going to do is you're going to deploy a new site. Keep in mind when you're doing site replication, new sites can have no data on them. You also want to make sure you are matching server versions with your healthy peer sites, and also ensure that the new site can connect to those peer sites, and also that your peer sites can talk to your new site. It's going to be a two-way communication, so you need to make sure that everybody can talk to everybody. Once you've got your site deployed, you can add that replacement site back in with MC replicate add. Make sure that you give it both a healthy peer name and then the new site name in order to get all that replication started. You can then force a resync using MC admin replicate resync. This is going to fire off a resync, make sure that all your data gets replicated to that new site quickly. And you can always monitor the status of that replication with MC admin replicate status. If you want some more details on how to do site recovery, you can take a look at the documentation that we have here. There are a lot of little extra steps that you might want to take depending on your own setup, but these are the broad strokes. Couple of notes on the other replication strategies. If you're only using bucket replication, then you're going to have some extra steps. You need to set up your IAM and your users. You're going to have to create a new target on the healthy peer to do the bucket replication. And if it's going to be active replication, you have to make sure that you set it up going back the other way and then start your resync. If you're only using MC Mirror, again, you're going to have to set up your IAM and your users. You're still going to have to create the buckets and use MCCP to restore the contents to that new peer. Keep in mind, if you're using MC Mirror, you will lose all of your versioning, if you have any, if you're using this methodology. So let's take a look at a fully redundant architecture. Here is our cluster. Our cluster is made up of multiple server pools. Each server pool has nodes or servers in them, and each server has a certain number of disks. This would be a fully recoverable setup. Our erasure set is set up so that we have 4 disks in each erasure set. Maybe an EC2 is set up on this so we can lose an entire node and still be functional. If I lose a disk, I'm still functional. I can still replace disks. I can still replace nodes in my server pool. I also have full site replication with a second cluster, so if I lose one or the other clusters, I can recover my site as well. So this is a fully redundant, fully recoverable architecture. I hope you've enjoyed this video about recovering from site failure. If you'd like to reach out with us, you can use any of the methods you see here on the screen. You can also Slack us on slack.min.io or just leave a comment here on the video. Thanks, and we'll see you for the next one.